All right, this is day 25 of me being interviewed by Cesar because he's going to be asking me some more questions. So, Anthony, why? So, Anthony, why, why do you not like Caillou? Because I kind of feel like he's a spoiled brat a little bit when he doesn't really get what he wants. I just feel like he's kind of a spoiled brat. But sometimes people get upset when they don't get what they want. But yeah, I mean, I don't really care for Caillou that much. Yeah, I don't really care for Caillou that much because he sometimes will throw a temper tantrum. I just feel like he'll throw a temper tantrum. Oh, and why don't you care for Barney and Friends? Because Barney and Friends, it just never interests me, and it's kind of boring to me, and kind of spooky. Oh, and why don't you like Teletubbies? Okay, I have a few reasons. Number one, Teletubbies. Teletubbies, that's a very old show. Teletubbies is a Teletubbies is a really really Teletubbies is a really that's a very old show. It's old. It was released 15 years before I was born. 15. 15 years before I was born. Literally. Because yeah, and Teletubbies is kind of spooky. I mean, I know back in elementary school when I was in 5th grade, I asked the teacher to play Teletubbies, but I only wanted to watch it for just to see how it. I never watched it before, so I asked the teacher could she play it, and it didn't really interest me. Yeah, I don't like Teletubbies. Yeah, I do not like Teletubbies. Teletubbies is a really old show, and it's kind of spooky. Yeah, number one, Teletubbies is a very old show. Teletubbies is old. It was released 1997. That TV show is about 29 years old. That TV show is old. And it's spooky to me and it does not interest me at all. Yeah, I do not like Teletubbies. All right, do you like Arthur? Oh yeah, I love Arthur. I like Arthur because sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. So, I like Arthur because Arthur is a show that interests me. Yeah. And it's also rated PG. Yeah, I like Arthur. Arthur it interests me and Arthur is a fun show to me. Yeah, I like Arthur. Do you like Molly of Denali? Oh yes, I love Molly of Denali. It's my favorite. It interests me and it's a fun show to me. Do you like Karma's World? Yes, I love Karma's World. I used to watch that all the time when I was at my father's house. Every time when I was at my father's house, I would watch Karma's World. Karma's World was fun to me. And I remember when on Karma's World, when Karma performed, when Karma performed in a concert, they booed at Karma. But then they saw the artist, I believe her name was Remy Ma. She went on the stage and then they clapped, I guess. They got excited when they saw Remy Ma, but they booed Karma's World. That was kind of mean. Because why are they booing Karma's World? And I think I know Karma's brother. Karma's brother, Key's Inventions, I think. I hope I'm not getting it confused with another TV show. Yeah, I think Karma's brother is Key's Inventions. Yeah, I like Karma's World. Do you like Chip and Potato? Oh yeah, I used to watch that at my father's house too. Chip and Potato. Yeah, Chip and Potato. I used to watch that at my father's house. And it interested me. And I started watching it. And it's fun to me. All right. Um Now remember what your teacher said. You're going to be making deliveries with the staff jag cart once a week. So you might do it on Monday or Tuesday. Or maybe this week. I think they said once a week. Now remember, when you're making your deliveries with the staff jag cart, when you're talking to the staff member, are you going to focus when you're talking to the staff member? Yes. Yeah, because remember last time when you didn't focus, you were turning around and you weren't focusing. You were turning around and talking to the teacher at the same time. And then remember what Miss Henry did, and then you said, Miss Henry, why are you touching me? Can you please stop touching me, Miss Henry? Yeah, I did not like it when Miss Henry did that. But you know what, Anthony? I don't think Miss Henry liked having to do what she did when you were making deliveries with the staff jag cart either. But she did that because she wanted you to focus. But maybe if you were focusing, then Miss Henry would not have to touch you. So remember that when you're making deliveries with the staff jag cart. And remember when the staff members bought you something from the staff jag cart? They used their staff jag cart points to buy you and your friend Josh something. And you gotta use your manners. And what did you tell her for giving you your? What did you tell her for getting you something? I said thank you. All right. I told her thank you. Yeah. Yeah, when you're talking to a staff member, when you're making deliveries, you need to focus. Remember. All right. All right, so let me think about what I want to talk about. All right. All right. So when you come back to school, your paraprofessionals might miss you because remember when you came back from winter break, your paraprofessionals missed you, including your paraprofessional Mr. Fortuna. And he missed you guys. And and uh and Mr. Fortuna walked up on your friend Victor and gave him a hug because Mr. Fortuna missed Victor. And he missed you too. But you said, "Oh no." You were worried. when you saw Mr. Fortuna give Victor a hug. You were anxious because you thought he was gonna walk up on you and give you a hug too. And I know you wouldn't appreciate it if he walked up on you and gave you a hug. You would not appreciate it at all. And you would not feel comfortable at all, and you would probably get mad. Yeah. And I think I think he wanted to give you a hug because he missed you. But maybe but you don't have to do it if you don't want to, and you don't even have to change your mind about it. Yeah, I think that Mr. Fortuna wanted to give you a hug because he missed you over the weekend, I guess. Yeah, and he might, and when you come back to school, he might miss you guys again. And he's and what if he wants to give you a hug again? Remember, you can just say, no thanks, I'm okay. And that way, if he tries to give you a hug multiple times, he'll get the same answer over and over again. No thanks, I'm okay. But if he just walks up on you and give you a hug because he misses you, you wouldn't appreciate it and you wouldn't feel comfortable that he's giving you a hug. And you would probably get mad. And you would probably say, "Can you please get off of me? I don't like it." Yeah. Yeah, I think that Mr. Fortuna wanted to give you a hug because he missed you. Yeah. And Victor didn't mind. Victor didn't mind giving Mr. F a hug. But Mr. F tried to give you a hug, but you weren't having it. You weren't tolerating it. But if Mr. Fortuna would just walk up on you and give you a hug because he misses you, then you wouldn't tolerate it. If Mr. F would just walk up on you and give you a hug, then you wouldn't tolerate it. Yeah, you're right, Cesar. If Mr. F would just walk up on me and give me a hug, then I wouldn't tolerate it. And I would probably get mad. And I would probably say, "Can you please get off of me? I don't like it." Yeah, that's what I would probably say. Yeah, but maybe you should let Mr. F know that you're not comfortable with giving him hugs, I guess. You gotta let him know. That way, next time, if he misses you, then he won't try to give you a hug again. But if you don't, if you don't remember to let him know, then he might will. So maybe you should just let him know. But it would probably only be normal to just walk up on someone and hug them. It would only be normal to walk up on someone and give them a hug if it's somebody you really love. Like your family. Or somebody in your family. But it wouldn't be too normal to walk up on someone, to walk up on your students and give them a hug. I mean, some students won't mind, and some students will mind. But I think it would just, even if the student didn't mind, I just think that it would be normal, it would be okay, it would be polite if the teacher would ask you if you're okay with it first. But I don't think it would be okay if a teacher could just walk up on you and give you a hug. Yeah, I feel like it'll only be normal to walk up on someone and hug them. It would only be normal to do that with somebody you really love. Like your family. But, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I'm not gonna change my mind about this. I'm not going to. I am never gonna wanna start giving Mr. Fortuna hugs. I mean, actually, my grandfather told me this: never say never. So, I don't think that I'm ever gonna wanna start giving Mr. Fortuna hugs. Yeah, I'm changing it up. What I'm saying, instead of saying I'm never going to, I'm gonna say I don't think that I'm ever gonna want to start giving Mr. Fortuna hugs. And I don't think that I'm ever gonna be okay with my paraprofessional Mr. Fortuna giving me hugs. And I think that and I think that I don't think I'd ever appreciate it. And I feel like my paraprofessional if my paraprofessional Mr. Fortuna would just walk up on me and give me a hug because he misses me, I wouldn't appreciate it. And I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. And I would probably get mad. And I would probably say, "Can you please get off of me? I don't appreciate it. I don't like it." Yeah, but maybe I shouldn't ever say never. Just like when I said, just like when I said, I'm never gonna live within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware when I grow up. I'll never live I'll never live in the Ninth Ward area of Wilmington, Delaware, or the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware when I grow up. And then my grandfather said, "Anthony, you should never say never, because when you grow up, you might do something and you might end up in the Ninth Ward area of Wilmington, Delaware. And you might do something and you might end up in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware again. So never say never. Instead of saying I'm never going to live in the Ninth Ward area of Wilmington, Delaware when I grow up, and instead of saying I'm never going to live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware when I grow up, just say this. Just say, I would not prefer to live in the Ninth Ward area of Wilmington, Delaware when I grow up. And I would not prefer to live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware when I grow up. Because you might do something and you might end up in the Ninth Ward area of Wilmington, Delaware when you grow up. And you might do something and you might end up in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware when you grow up. So never say never. Yeah, my grandfather tells me never say never. And what are your goals for home? Tell me again. What are your goals for home? Find productive things to do other than being on my electronics all day. Like, I could do a puzzle. Even though I don't really like doing puzzles that much, I mean, sometimes I have to do things I don't like. So instead of being on my electronics all day, I could do a puzzle. I could play some games like board games or something. I could do a project. I could do a science project. I could do some science. I could do some science assignments at home. Some social studies assignments, I guess. Math work. I could do some math at home. Some positive math. Good math. I could do some English language arts work at home. Uh, I could I could do a reading enrichment activity. I could get a book, a good book. I could get a book that interests me, and I need to get a book that's on my reading level, I guess. Or I could get a book for kids that kids ages 14 and up. Even though I'm not even turning 14, even though next month I'm not even turning 14, I'm turning 13. Yeah, even though I'm not even turning 14 next month and I'm turning 13, I could do things early sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to be a little early. Yeah, sometimes I'm going to do things early. So maybe I could get a book for kids ages 14 and up. Yeah, even though I'm not even turning 14 this year and I'm turning 13, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get a book that's for grade levels that are a little older than me, I guess. So I'm probably going to get a good book for me and read for about a half an hour. Maybe I should read for about a half an hour every day. Or maybe I could read once I'm done making this video. Yeah. I could doodle. I could get a piece of paper. I could doodle. I could doodle on my paper. I could draw. I could color. I could write. I could take notes. Or, yeah, if I take notes, then they might be, I could take personal notes that I might not want to share with anybody. I could take personal notes. Or I might want to share it with people I want to share it with. Personal notes. Like I might only choose to share it. Yeah, if I take personal notes, then I might only want to share my notes with people I choose to share it with, like my mother maybe. Maybe just my mother or my father, my parents maybe. Yeah, I might take some personal notes. And I'm going to probably share my personal notes who I choose to share them with. Yeah, I might take some notes. I could sketch in a sketch pad maybe. I could get a sketch. I think I got a sketch pad. I could sketch in a sketch pad. I could uh um and I could even leave the house to do fun things. Yeah, there's plenty of things for me to do. I could take a walk break and I could even ride on a bike. Yeah, there's plenty of things for me to do other than being on my electronics all day, because too much screen time could be very unhealthy. And you want to know what? I have a new goal that I never even talked about before. I also want to start eating healthy. Like I feel like maybe I eat too much junk food, but I want to start eating healthier, because yeah, junk food just tastes good, but it's not healthy. Yeah, my goal is also to start to eat healthy. Yeah, my goal is to eat healthy. Yeah, junk food just tastes good, but it's not healthy. Yeah, I'm gonna try to not eat. I mean, I could eat it, but I can't overeat junk food. I can't I can't overeat. Well, to be honest, maybe you shouldn't eat too much of anything. Maybe you shouldn't drink too much water. Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, I could eat junk food, but I just feel like I'm overeating junk food. And I feel like I gotta uh eat less junk food, because I feel like I'm overeating junk food. I feel like I'm eating too much junk food. and I'm not eating healthy enough. So maybe I should, yeah, I don't, you don't gotta stop eating it, but you just can't eat too much. But I just feel like I'm eating too much junk food. I'm overeating junk food, but I'm gonna eat healthier. Yeah, my goal is to eat healthy. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I gotta eat healthy. I'm gonna eat healthy. That's my other goal. And um um I'm gonna try to take care of my house. Treat it with all the love I could treat it with, I guess. Yeah, I gotta take good care of my house I live in right now. I gotta do chores around the house. I just gotta take care of the house I live in right now. Because my mother told me that if I don't take care of the house I live in right now, then God is God might not bless me with a better house in a better neighborhood than the one I live in right now. So I'm gonna try. Actually, maybe I might not try, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take care of my house. Or instead of trying, try my best to take care of my house. Yeah. I'm gonna take care of the house I live in right now so I can get a better house in the future. So I can make it out of the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware in the future. Because when I make it to the suburbs, you won't have to step foot in the Ninth Ward area of Wilmington, Delaware. And you won't have to step foot in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah, you're right, Cesar, but I'm gonna try my best to take care of the house I live in right now so I could get something better in the future. So I could get better things in the future. All right, we had conversations about. Actually, this was an interview. He asked me a few questions. He asked me why I didn't like Teletubbies and why I didn't like Barney and Friends and why I didn't like Caillou. Yeah, he asked me a few questions, so this was pretty much an interview, but we interviewed and had conversations at the same time, but I guess this is day 25. Alright, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, guys, goodbye.